The single thing that prevents most people getting sober is the fear of an alcohol withdrawal, of actually going through withdrawal symptoms. You may have heard other people's horror stories of it, or you may have read stuff online and become more and more fearful. You may have been through it before and know what to expect from it. However, there are many different severities of alcohol withdrawal depending on the length of time you've been drinking, the amounts you've been drinking, the frequency you've been drinking, what you've been drinking. But any form of long-term alcohol abuse will probably lead you into some form of alcohol withdrawal when you stop. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 quick tips that I've learnt from various alcohol withdrawals over the years, unfortunately, but put to use, learning from each one. I'm not telling you that it's going to be the most comfortable experience of your life, because of course it isn't. And I'm going to finish point 5 on the mindset you're going to need to get through the other side and find a life which you've never dreamt of. Freedom from alcohol. You'll get things back into your life that you perhaps lost, and all for the sake of a few days or a week or so's discomfort. And I'm going to try and help to ease that with these 5 tips. Firstly, if you've had any help at all from my channel or you'd like to support it, click the link in the description, the Ko-fi link. You can donate the price of a coffee or whatever you'd like to donate, and it'll help me move it on to the next stage. I want to make it more interactive and offer stuff on it, but I can't do that without your help. And thanks to all those who've already donated so far. It's really appreciated. So the 5 quick tips. Tip 1, time. The thing about why a lot of people don't get, and before I actually start this, let me just say that before you go and stop alcohol, if you've been drinking excessively heavily, or you're worried in any way about alcohol withdrawal because of the amounts you've been drinking, then please go and see a doctor before you attempt any of these tips. Still do them because they will help you get through it. But it may well be that a doctor will prescribe something like diazepam or Librium. If you've been drinking extremely heavily, it may be very dangerous for you just to stop cold turkey without any advice from a doctor. So I put that little proviso in before these tips. So tip 1, time. The thing is, with a lot of people try to do is they don't plan ahead when they're going to go through this. You can guarantee that you're not going to be feeling well, however much you've been drinking. If you've been drinking regularly and you stop, then you're going to have some form of withdrawal from it, because your body's become tolerant of it and slightly dependent of it, and in some cases just totally dependent on it. So you need time to get over that. So you don't want to be going to work. If possible, you don't want to be having to look after children, or you need to make yourself space and time for 3 to 5 days where you book that time off work, because you're planning ahead to go through this at a certain point, which is the best thing to do. Book that time off work. Perhaps ask the grandparents or whoever is available to have the kids at a certain times, to give yourself more space and more freedom and more time to go through this, because it's not pleasant for other people to see you going through this if you're in discomfort. And also, you won't be able to do much. You certainly won't be, you won't be able to work or run around after your children. You're going to be feeling discomfort, So allowing a space and time to do this between if you're lucky enough to take a week, take a week. Otherwise, 3 to 5 days, which should be sufficient to get through the worst of it. So plan that time in, set a date in stone, and work towards that. If you want to carry on drinking up to that point, that's fine. That's fine. And if that's the point you're going to stop at, that sometimes works really well. Number 2, it's the preparation and planning that goes into this withdrawal that's really important, because you're not going to feel like doing much during it. One of the most important things to start to heal your body and get through this quickly and with as little discomfort as possible is nutrition and supplementation. You're not going to feel like eating probably. You're certainly not going to feel like cooking. So the thing is, it's like a sort of an athlete pre-prepping their meals, nutritious meals. If you've got a date set in stone, you can collect your little Tupperware containers and you can make yourself a batch of 3 to 5 days worth of food, good, nutritious, easy to heat up food that you can put in the freezer, such as, really wholesome soups, stews, that sort of stuff that's easy to eat. Smoothies, pre-prepped smoothies are really good. You can have it all pre-prepped and frozen, then blitz it in your NutriBullet. Stuff with lots of nutritious value, so lots of fresh veggies, lots of good fresh fruit, not too much sugary fruit. So like berries, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, banana, and then you can put greens in with that if it's smoothies you're making, and get all your nutrition that way. Protein shakes, that sort of thing. Stuff that's going to help build your body back up, give you energy, but is really quick and easy to prepare because you pre-prepared it. So have all that in place. Supplementation. Now supplementation, your body's going to be very depleted. When you go into alcohol withdrawal, the alcohol you've been drinking over a long period of time will have depleted all your nutrients in your body, particularly B vitamins, I should say. I personally recommend that you take the following vitamins, and all these I recommend now. Please get from a reputable shop. If you can afford to, if you're lucky enough to afford, I know money's tight at the moment, but if you can afford the best supplementation, it'll go a long way to push you through this. And go to somewhere, in the UK it's Holland and Barrett is a really good one, but a reputable health food shop. So a really good slow release multivitamin, number one. A mega B vitamin, slow release again, so release over a day if you can. Now these mega B vitamins are really important because you're really depleted in B vitamins after alcohol. Then you want magnesium. This is really good for joint and muscle aches and is responsible for many functions in the body and chemical reactions in the body. So magnesium stearate's very good, something along those sort of lines. Then you want a really good mega vitamin C. That's just boost your immune system up a bit and get that going. And also then you want something like milk thistle for your liver. That's a natural supplement. And you want to have in plenty of still water, good mineral water. You need to be flushing your system through and drinking as much of it as you can get down you during this withdrawal. Just sipping it all day with that supplementation. Also, I took some zinc as well, which someone recommended, which helped me. But those are the main core of what you should be taking, and plenty of water along with it. You've got to keep yourself hydrated. You may well get the runs, so it's important that you perhaps have some of that resalting solution you get, the stuff with the minerals and the salts in, Diorolite that you can get from a chemist, so you can keep rehydrating all the time, because you may be vomiting and you may have diarrhea during it, so it's important to keep yourself hydrated. Number 3, preparation of your environment. Extremely important, this one. Because I've seen many people fail at this point. And what I mean by that is, if you're lucky enough to, first of all, there's 2 or 3 little parts to this. If you're lucky enough to have relatives who care for you, or you're married or whatever, you can have someone checking on you. You need to have someone coming in on a daily basis, sort of checking on you. That's quite important. If you're not lucky enough to have that, you're going to have to get through, obviously, or you could ask a neighbour or something along those sort of lines. But if you trust that person, give them all the money you've got and your credit cards. There's a very important reason for that. And The reason is, if you're going through great discomfort and you know that a drink will remove all that discomfort, then it takes a great deal of willpower if you've got a pocket full of money to stop yourself going and getting that drink. So preparing your environment means giving your money to someone and your cards to someone. You don't need to go out during that withdrawal. That's what you're aiming at. You want to be in your home for that withdrawal. You don't want to be going out anywhere. You don't want any extra temptation, and you don't want to have money sitting burning a hole in your pocket. So I think that's extremely important. And also preparing your environment means having clean clothes laundered in advance, because you're going to be sweating profusely, uncomfortable. It's a horrible sort of cold sweat, clammy sweat, and it smells because it's the alcohol coming out of your system. So have 2 or 3 sets of bed sheets laundered ready, and have some sets of clothes all laundered ready. You don't want to be doing laundry and sorting all that out while you're going through this. It's important. These little things will really help you. There's nothing nicer that if you're going through this than having a nice hot shower and slipping in some clean clothes and a clean bed. Mentally, it helps you. It helps you greatly, because if you're sitting in your own filth, if you like, and sweat, you're not going to feel very motivated at all. So you've got someone checking on you, you've got your money. Also, obviously, remove any alcohol at all. Doesn't matter who else is in the house, they're going to have to remove it from your personal space, from your house, from where you live. You don't want anything that's going to remind you or you can reach for during this period, because it's difficult enough to get through without messing around with that. And finally, distraction's really important during withdrawal. So distraction means get yourself as much entertainment as you can, whether it's books to read, your Kindle full of stuff you haven't read before, whether it's Netflix, whether it's stuff you can just be looking at, magazines, anything at all to distract your mind. Because during alcohol withdrawal, the time ticks very slowly. If you're uncomfortable and you're going through this, every minute seems like an eternity. So anything that will distract you from any of that, have it all ready there for you. It's almost like going to war, this, so, as much preparation as you can will stop you failing. Okay. Number 4, pain. Get yourself, I suggest you get yourself paracetamol and ibuprofen in good quantities for that week, and take them together. An ibuprofen and a paracetamol together 3 or 4 times a day. It's not going to stop all the discomfort, but it'll stop the sweats, it'll stop the bone aches a bit, muscle aches a bit, all of that sort of stuff. It'll relax your body a bit. So it's important, again, to have that in stock. You don't want to be leaving the home for anything during this. Finally, number 5, mindset. Let me just say now that if you're thinking of going through this, if you've been thinking of doing this and you want to do this, then you're a warrior anyway. It takes a great deal of courage to go through this. They say fear's an emotion, courage is a choice. So if you're choosing to do this, then you're showing great courage to do this. And the mindset you're going to have through it is, this too shall pass. It's as simple as that. The thing is, it's like Churchill said, if you're going through hell, keep going. The only way out is through. And the only way to the other side, to sobriety, is to go through this withdrawal. Now, you just need to hold on every second, every minute, every hour, every day, and on and on. And I promise each moment, although you may not notice at the time, gets slightly better. Your body starts healing. You start to get through this, and you're just going through 3 to 5 days of discomfort, but the mindset is a warrior mindset, and the fact is you're not going to give up. You're going to grit your teeth, and you're going to get through the other side of it, because it's a rite of passage. You've got to get through it to get sobriety and freedom and peace and serenity. So that mindset is to just hold on, and this too shall pass. And I promise you it will pass. and it'll all seem like a distant memory. Don't ever forget the pain you went through, because you never want to go back there again. But, you know, the point I'm trying to get across from this video is all that advanced preparation and planning this in will help you so much to get through this, the other side of it, and find sobriety. You know, it's necessary, I think, to just go into this. But please go and see a doctor first if you've been worried about the quantity you've been drinking, as I say, just to make sure. Carpe diem, seize the day today. Best of luck to you. Stay strong. Just hold on, this too shall pass. Much love.